Okay, let's continue to code explanation for unit pre-processing. So before the model training process begins, the first step is to connect the Google Colab NP environment to Google Drive. After successfully accessing the dataset from Google Drive, the next step is to split the data. This study used the SELEB-A dataset stored in the data/SELEB-A folder. All image files in .jpg format are first read using the os.listdir function. Once all file names have been obtained, a random shuffle is performed using a seed value of 42. The seed is used to ensure that the results of the data splitting are consistent every time the code is run, so that the experiment can be reproduced with the same results. After the data is randomized, the dataset is then divided into three groups, namely 1000 images for the training set, 1000 images for the validation set, and 200 images for the test set. The training data is used to train the unit model so it can learn the process of embedding secret message. The validation data is used The validation data is used to monitor the model's performance during training and help detect potential overfitting. Meanwhile, the testing data is used to evaluate the model's performance on data it has never seen before. Next, the list of file names for each group are saved to text files trains.txt, file.txt, and test.txt. Saving the list of file names as text files is intended to simplify the process of loading the dataset during the training, validation, and testing phase without having to resplit the data each time the program is run. After the dataset has been successfully split, the next step is to create a data loader and perform edge filter extraction using the Sobel operation. In this study, the SELEB-A dataset class was used to read image from the SELEB-A dataset and prepare the data to be used as model input. Each image is first resized to 360 and 360 pixels and converted into a tensor using PyTorch transformation. After the images are successfully loaded, edge extraction is performed using the Sobel filter. The Sobel operator is used to detect significant change in pixel intensity, thereby highlighting edge information, contour, and object structure in the image. The Sobel process begins by converting an RGB image into a grayscale image. Next, convolution operations are performed using a horizontal Sobel kernel and a vertical Sobel kernel. The result of this convolution produces two gradient components, the horizontal gradient and the vertical gradient. The two gradients are then combined using gradient magnitude calculation to produce an edge image. Ultimately, three outputs are generated for each data point. One, a cover image with dimension 360 times 360 times 3. 2, a Sobel edge image with dimension 360 times 360 times 1. And the image file name. This cover and edge image are later used as the two main input for the unit dual stream architecture. Data loader. After the dataset and Sobel feature have been successfully created, the next step is to create a data loader for the training, validation, and testing data. At this stage, each dataset is built using the previously created SELEB-A dataset class. The training dataset uses the list of files in train.txt. The validation dataset use file.txt and the testing data use test.txt. Each dataset will produce three output: the cover image, the Sobel process edge image, and the image file name. Next, these datasets are loaded into the data loader. The data loader automates the data retrieval process during model training, making the training process more efficient. In this study, a batch size of 2 is used, meaning that in each iteration, the model will process 2 images simultaneously. A relatively small batch size was chosen to accommodate GPU memory requirements, as the images used are quite large, 360 x 360 pixels. For the training data, the parameter shuffle equals true is used to randomize the data order in each epoch. This randomization aims to improve the model's generalization ability and reduce the likelihood that the model will memorize a specific data sequence. Meanwhile, for the validation and testing data, shuffle equals false is used because the data order does not affect the model evaluation process. Additionally, the pin underscore equals true parameter is used to speed up the data transfer process from main memory to the GPU, allowing the training process to run more efficiently. Once this step is complete, the training, validation, and testing data are ready to be used as input for the U-Net dual-stream model training process. And sanity check. After the data loader was successfully created, a sanity check was performed to ensure that the generated data meet the model requirements. And at this stage, a single batch of data was retrieved from train underscore data loader. This process yielded the cover image, the Sobel process edge image, and the image file name. Next, the data dimensions were checked. The results show that the cover image has a tensor size of 2, 3, 360, and 360. This dimension indicates that there are 2 images in a single batch. The cover image has 3 RGB channels, while the Sobel image has a single grayscale channel representing the image edge information. Next, visual check. In addition to checking the dimension, a visualization was also performed using Matplotlib to ensure that the pre-processing and Sobel extraction process had been carried out correctly. This visualization displays the original cover image and Sobel extraction process had been carried out correctly. This visualization displays the original cover image, the result Sobel edge image size by side, so that data quality can be verified directly before proceeding to the model training stage. And next, generate image. Once the data has been verified as valid, the next step is to generate a secret image or payload to be embedding into the image. In this study, the secret message is not a specific text or image, but is randomly generated in the form of a binary vector consisting of a 0s and 1s. The image generation process is performed using the generate underscore message function. This function produces a binary tensor whose dimension depend on the batch size, the payload size used, and the image size. For example, if a 2BP payload is used, a message tensor of size 2, 360, and 360 will be generated for a single batch of 360 x 360 pixel image. Meanwhile, if a 4BP payload is used, the message tensor size becomes 2, 4, 360, and 360. That's all for this video. Next, we will discuss the U-Net function.